When most people think of a food destination near Sydney, Wollongong doesn't always come first to mind. But after spending a couple of days eating our way through Greater Wollongong, we think that's about to change. Wollongong sits tucked between the Illawarra escarpment and the Pacific Ocean, and the food scene here is as diverse as the landscape. We're talking Turkish kebabs that have been local institution for over 30 years, internationally awarded bakeries, Filipino classics worth travelling for, and some of the best value cafe breakfasts we found anywhere in New South Wales. Let's get eating.
Açaí bowls have been all the rage for the last few years now, and Blessed Bowls has really cornered the market. So we're in Blessed Bowls Thirroul. It's a really nice community space here, and they've got a community room here with a lot of photography from local artists. They've got a book swap as well, and most importantly, they've got the Açaí. So this is their original, and they've done it vertical for me, which is very nice. So I love all these fruits here, and I adore Açaí. So we've got coconut, we've got strawberry, we've got a bit of kiwi fruit as well as banana there. So quite a winning combination. So this is a delicious way to get your fruits in. And they've even got passion fruit topping on top, which is just a really nice extra bit of sweetness. So I describe Açaí as, it's kind of got a bit of a dark chocolate taste to it. It's a little bit sweet, it's a little bit tart as well, and it's really delicious. It's served cold, so it's kind of like an ice cream. And Açaí is a superfood apparently, so I feel like I'm getting a bit of healthiness as well as a treat for my taste buds.
I'm really liking the vibe of Thirroul. It's a really nice leafy area. You've got the mountain in the background, the ocean in the foreground. It's a really cool space. And there are plenty of cafes to choose from when you're here. And we've gone with Cucina, Café and Catering. I think the menu is really good value. You may have heard of the Big Mac Index. Now, I have my own index. It's the Bacon and Egg Roll Index. And so you can tell how expensive or otherwise the cafe is by the price of their egg and bacon rolls. So the egg and bacon rolls here are only $7.50, which I think is pretty good value. And most of the breakfast menu items are less than $20. Now, that said, we've gone with the chorizo and halloumi on sourdough. And this was $24, so a bit on the more expensive side, but it looks pretty amazing. So you get a choice of different sourdoughs. So we've gone with the seeded sourdough. You can also have white sourdough, you can have Turkish bread and normal bread. But look at this looks amazing. Yeah, there's heaps of chorizo here, heaps of halloumi. I can see spinach and tomato relish. And you can see that seeded sourdough. Yum. That chorizo gives it a savoury and salty taste, and that saltiness is compounded by the halloumi, which I really love the taste of. And that combination of the tomato relish and the seeded sourdough, it gives it a bit of a herby flavour, so I can taste Italian seasoning and Italian herbs in there. Yeah, it makes for a great flavour profile. Sareven Bakery is an award-winning bakery in Thirroul. So they won multiple awards for their pies, and they apparently have the second best Neenish tart in the world. Unfortunately, they're out of tarts right now, so we can't try that, but we're going to try one of their pies. So this is a chicken and cream corn pie, and this was $8. And the pies are reasonably priced. They're between $7.50 and $8.50. So let's see what this tastes like. In the pie, there are a lot of big chunks of corn, which give it a bit of a juicy taste. And overall, I'd say that the pie is quite creamy, and the corn and the cream go really well with that chicken.
Woonona Kebab House has been serving up traditional Turkish and modern Australian street food since 1991. They've got a great selection of kebabs, wraps and halal snack packs. So we've got a kebab and a halal snack pack. So this is the halal snack pack. It's the plain version. They've also got a wide variety of flavours, but the plain, you can choose beef or chicken or a mix, and then you can choose your sauces as well. We've got some peri-peri sauce and we've also got some garlic mayo. So this looks so good and I wasn't expecting it to be loaded up this much. So this is a pretty good serving size. And the halal snack pack on its own was $18. And depending on what sauces you get, it might be $1 extra. Oh my goodness, I don't even know where to start here. I might just sit down for the eating portion of this. Yeah, so it was loaded up so much that I dropped a little bit collecting it, but you wouldn't even notice, there's so much here. So if you're not familiar with halal snack packs, they're a bed of chips with lots of meat on top, beautiful kebab meat, and then you've got sauces and you might have other toppings as well. And it is so delicious. The chips just work so nicely with the meat, and then the sauces just bring it all together. And these are some good looking chips. Yum. And when you're in Australia, just make sure you have some hot chips with chicken salt. It is one of our culinary must-haves. So tasty. Woonona Kebab House has a wide variety of kebabs, beef and chicken, and we've gone with their Mexican kebab. So they've also got flavors like Hawaiian, Turkish, Aussie, but I was feeling like some chili today. So this has some jalapenos, it's got onion, tomato, cheese, and we've chosen beef. And that's a good size kebab, feels pretty weighty. Yeah, so that kebab has a really nice hit of heat. It really clears out your sinuses, which is good for me at the moment. It's got some nice sauces in there. For $18, this will really fill you up.
We're at Big Five Lapa, a South African restaurant and shop in Woonona. So Big Five refers to the Big Five African animals, and Lapa is a gathering place where people meet and eat. So we've got some really nice food here. So this is the 3 meats and chips. We've got Russian sausages, we've got beef brisket and a pulled pork. Big Five Lapa also have short ribs, which are only available on weekends, and they sell out within an hour, so make sure you get in early for those. And they also have monthly specials like bunny chow. I have tried bunny chow before in Sydney African Food Festival, and it's really tasty. So let's get into this. So I'm going to try that brisket first. Oh, that pulls apart so easily. I'm going to have it on its own. Oh, that brisket's so nice. It's really tender, and you do have a bit of a smoky flavour to it. Oh, it's so good. And I'm going to have it with a bit of a homemade barbecue sauce. The barbecue sauce is nice and sweet, and it really goes well with the saltiness of that meat. Okay, I'm going to try some of this Russian sausage. So another very common dish in South Africa is Russian and chips, where they have slap chips, which is just chips drenched in salt and vinegar. So that's why they're slappy. They're a bit soggy, but tasty, very tasty. So let's try this. I described the Russian as a little bit like a chorizo, but it doesn't have a spicier flavour. It's more of a cleaner, meaty taste, and you can really taste that smokiness from the meal preparation. Now for the pulled pork. Once again, that pork has a nice, subtle, smoky flavour, a little bit salty. The chili mayo's got a subtle heat to it, so it's not going to burn your mouth off, so that's good. And it's got a little bit of sweetness and a little bit of tartness, which balances the saltiness of the pork really well. And I think it will also go really well with that coleslaw. I found some vinegar, so I'm going to slap my chips. Okay. And they also come with a generous helping of chicken salt. I love chicken salt. So I'm going to see how it is with the vinegar. That tangy, salty combination of the chicken salt and the vinegar works really well. We've also got some iconic South African dried meats. So this is biltong, and this one is druvos. Druvos. So let me know whether I've said that properly. It's a dried sausage. I think it's a pork sausage. And biltong is dried beef. So I'm going to try this out. So as you can guess, the biltong is pretty chewy, and it's got some herbs on there. And the combination of both make it very Moorish. The druvos. This is also very chewy, but it has a bit of a stronger taste. It even tastes like there's some ginger in here. This druvos is quite an interesting taste. I'd say it's stronger tasting than the biltong, and it's got quite a herby or spicy taste to it. So I think I can taste nutmeg in there. And so on the outside, it's lamb intestines that the meat is cased in. So very interesting and very Moorish once again.
If you want a taste of Vietnam in Australia, come to Bong's Café and Restaurant in Corrimal. This restaurant specialises in pho, which comes from Hanoi in the north of Vietnam. And they've got a really big range of pho flavours, and you can even add on extras like different bits of meat and that sort of thing. And they've also got a really extensive menu of other Vietnamese favourites. And I love the look of this cafe. They've got some really nice artwork here. It's really bright and airy and spacious. And I have been dying for this pho. It's a cold, gloomy winter's day, and I've got a little bit of cold, so I think this is really going to perk me up. This is the beef stew pho. It was $21.50, and it is flavoured with star anise, lemongrass, cinnamon. So it looks really interesting, and it's got chuck steak, which is slowly cooked, so it should be really nice and tender. And Vietnamese food often comes with some salad ingredients and some lemon and chili. We've got some hoisin sauce and some chili sauce as well. And I think this is maybe some pickled garlic. So this looks really nice. So I'm just gonna squeeze some lemon. Actually, maybe I'll have a bit of a taste before I put too many more extra things in there. So it comes in a clear broth, and you can really taste that cinnamon in it. So it's got really nice spice to it, a lot of flavour. So I'm going to put some chili and some hoisin in, and a few of those salad ingredients as well. Some bean sprouts, and I've got some, what's that, Vietnamese mint. Okay, break that in for a bit of extra flavour. So I love how Vietnamese food just has so much flavour packed in. Those noodles are really nice and tender. I'll get a bit of this beef. Yeah, that beef is cooked perfectly. It just falls apart as soon as you bite into it. And it's really juicy as well. So this has so much flavour in it. It's so warming, it's so hearty, great serving size, and just a delicious dish. His and Hers Cafe is a great neighbourhood cafe in Corrimal, just north of Wollongong, and they have some great burger deals. So you can get a burger with a small coffee for $3.50 extra, and their Eggs Benedict burger is one of their most popular burgers, so that's what we've got today. So it's a beautifully presented burger. I like that they've got halloumi on it, as well as your typical eggs and Benny staples. So we've got some baby spinach in here, we've got some bacon, some egg, and hollandaise sauce. And then I like that they've got that sprinkle of paprika in there as well. And it all comes in a nice soft white bun. The breakfast burger on its own is $11.50, which I think is pretty good value. And you've got that really nice
tanginess of the hollandaise sauce. The halloumi gives it a bit of extra saltiness. I like the crispiness of the bacon as well. And yeah, it all just comes together so nicely. So this is a great start to our day. And I'm not much of a coffee drinker, but John assures me that the coffee is excellent.
Sam's Crusty Bread Shop in Corrimal is said to have the best banh mi in Wollongong and potentially the whole Illawarra region. So let's put that to the test. I've got the crispy pork banh mi, so that was $10, and that's their most popular banh mi. And it looks really yummy. There's a very generous serving of pork. You can see the crispy crackling in there too. And there's a whole bunch of veggies there. Carrot, red onion, daikon, lettuce. And they had 3 different sauces that I could tell that they put in. So there was a hoisin sauce, a soy sauce, and also a homemade sauce, which is a secret sauce. Let's see how that all tastes. So they're called Sam's Crusty Bread for a reason. That bread is so crunchy on the outside and then really nice and fluffy on the inside. All right, and there's a whole explosion of flavor here. Yeah, so you can taste all those different sauces. They're generally quite sweet, and the soy is a little bit salty. And then that pork is really nice. So you've got the tender pork meat, and then it's balanced out by the really crispy pork crackling. Oh, this is great. And I think there's a really good balance between the meat and the veggies. So yeah, this is a really good banh mi. And a really big size as well, and pretty decent value for $10. We got our banh mi on white bread, but you can also get wholemeal bread as well. The Charles Hotel is an institution in Fairy Meadow. It's been around since the 1950s. It was named after Charles Waterhouse from the famous racing family that Waterhouses. This is really convenient for us because we're staying at nightcap at the Charles Hotel, which is just next door. So the Charles Hotel serve all your favourite pub fare, so think chicken palmies, chicken schnitzels, burgers, steaks, pies and pizza. They also have weekly chef specials. So we've gone for the special this week. There's a chicken tikka masala, which looks really tasty. And we've also got the grilled barramundi with chips and salad. So I'm gonna start with the chicken tikka masala first. This looks really tasty. And it comes with a mango chutney. So I'll try some of the chicken masala first. So this chicken tikka comes in a tomato and onion based sauce. So I wouldn't say this is very spicy, so that's good for people who don't like much heat. And I just love how much chicken you get. It's a very generous serving size. And that's one of the good things about pub food. You never leave the pub hungry. I really like the addition of this mango chutney, so it adds a little bit of extra sweetness, and I love anything sweet. Speaking of generous serving sizes, look at the size of this. You get so many chips. You get heaps of salad as well, which is good. There's a whole range of things: red onion, carrots, capsicum, cucumber, tomato, and it's got a dressing, salad dressing there as well. Yeah, it looks great. And then you've got the barramundi as well. It comes with some tartare sauce too. Oh, this is good. So just cutting into the barramundi, you can just see the juices coming up. That looks really good. That barramundi is really nice. So it is really juicy. It's crispy pan fried on the top, but it's juicy and tender below. And it's got a really clean taste as well. So that's a really good fresh piece of barramundi.
This morning we're having breakfast at Xavier's place, which is a great little cafe in Fairy Meadow. So it's just across the road from our accommodation, which is really handy. And they've got a really great breakfast selection, including the avo stack. This has avocado, mushroom, bacon, halloumi, and a couple of poached eggs. It's also got some baby spinach here, and this was $25. And Xavier's place also have some really great value breakfast specials. You can get an egg and bacon roll with a large coffee for $10. So this has really all of my favorite breakfast things in the one food package. You've got beautifully poached eggs. You can see they're nice and runny in there, perfectly poached. Got the nice halloumi, bacon and avocado. Oh, this just looks so great. And I love the presentation as well. And they've got some chili flakes on the top for some extra visual appeal. So I'll try and get a little bit of everything. I love those beautifully poached eggs. The halloumi and the bacon give it the nice bit of saltiness, and then you've got the creaminess from the avocado and a bit of earthiness from the mushroom. And then a little bit of baby spinach to just give yourself a bit of green, and it just works together so perfectly.
We found Filipino cuisine in Cringila, which is just south of Wollongong and close to Port Kembla. It's called Atin, and they've got such a big menu of any Filipino cuisine you can think of, they have it. And they've got a range of $12 lunch specials, which is great value. We've gone with their palabok. Palabok is typically served at celebrations and family gatherings, so it's quite a special food in the Philippines. It's on a bed of rice noodles, and this topping that you see is made out of garlic shrimp paste. There could also be pork in there. You've got chicharron, which are pork crackling on the top, with eggs and prawns. And it's also served with a side of calamansi, which is a Filipino citrus fruit, a bit like lemon or lime. So I'm just gonna it's slippery. So I'm just gonna drizzle it over as well. Yum. Let's try some. So there's quite a strong seafood flavour to it. So you can taste the shrimp, and I believe there's also some fish sauce in there as well. And the chicharron give it a little bit of crunch as well. In addition to that savoury seafoody taste, the calamansi gives it a bit of tang as well. This dish is just full of flavour, and I really like the presentation of it as well. This awesome looking dish is called a halo. In Filipino, it means mix, so you just mix up all the ingredients in there and there's just a flavour explosion. So on the top, you've got ube ice cream, and then there's leche flan, which is like a caramel custard. I've got rice flakes there, I can see. Then further down, I can see jelly bits. There's also nata de coco, which is a coconut jelly as well. And there's probably sweetened condensed milk in there as well as shaved ice. So, yum. I don't want to destroy it, but let's see. Wait, I might have a bit of the ice cream first. That ube ice cream is really sweet. And ube is made from taro. So it's got a little bit of an earthy flavour to it. Very, very delicious. Oh, it's going to fall apart if I don't get into it soon. So the leche flan is like a cream caramel or a caramel custard. So that's quite sweet and caramelly. Now, let's see if I can show a bit on the inside. So I can see there's a whole big layer of shaved ice here. Yum. Oh no. Aha. So I've got to be very delicate here. That shaved ice is really cold and refreshing. And there's some sweetened condensed milk in there as well. So it's just cold, icy, and very sweet.
Hungry for more Wollongong tours? Check out our other Wollongong food tour vlog for the best eats in the Wollongong CBD. Make sure you visit the Wollongong Eat Street Night Market, which is one of the best night markets we've been to in New South Wales. Incredible atmosphere and amazing selection of international street food. We stayed at Nightcap at the Charles Hotel. Set in a historic pub, this boutique hotel has recently been renovated and features modern, stylish decor. We loved its convenient location. It's close to the best beaches in Wollongong, just a short drive from the Wollongong CBD, and Wollongong's free shuttle bus only minutes from your door. It was great to wind down with a hearty pub meal at the end of a big day of sightseeing. If you're planning a trip to Wollongong and looking for a great value stay, we popped a link in our video description so you can check it out for yourself. And that's a wrap on our Greater Wollongong food tour. If you've been to any of the spots we visited today, we'd love to know what you thought. Which Wollongong foodie hidden gems would you recommend? Drop drop it in the comments below. And if you're new here, welcome. We travel all across Australia and the world, finding the best food, the best experiences, and the best value along the way. If that sounds like your kind of content, hit that subscribe button and make sure you've got the bell notification switched on so you never miss a new video. We are Bucket List Travellers. See you next time.